Hi guys, welcome back to another one of my videos, and today we're carrying on the Leicester City career mode. I think this is episode 7, and today we've got a decent couple of games in store for you guys. We've got Arsenal away in the league, and then we're at home to Aston Villa, so hoping to get at least one win there. Might be able to sneak a draw against Arsenal, but all in truth, especially considering we're away from home, it's going to be quite tough. As you can see there, we're 4th in the table, only 1 point back off top, but we've picked up, trying to work out what it is, 5 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat. There, as you can see, after we drew with Spurs last game. So, obviously, with it being so close, with it being only a couple of games into the season, obviously everyone is really quite close together, but we're starting to get a feel for how the table might pan out. I think this might be a decent Spurs year, you know, and also Liverpool and Man City obviously going to be up there come the end of the season as well. Sorry about that, guys. So, thinking about the January transfer window, I know we're miles away from it, but I've got to get these scout reports in, and so I've gone ahead and I put a few more players on the transfer market, but they all need to come back with results. So Ainsley Maitland-Niles, as you can see on my cousin's career, he's doing very well. He's doing an Arsenal career and he seemed to do pretty good. Joseph Willock as well, obviously a very good one for the future there, definitely one for my second team as well. Pedro Neto I've gone and put on there, he's definitely could be one for the future. Probably not going to play him on the left wing. He might get a look in on the right at one point, although I have just got Adama Traore, so he might not be the one to sign, to be honest. Rafael Leao, obviously, he's looking pretty good as well, 21 years old, very good. Now this next kid is the guy that I think is going to be the one that I am going to get in January, if I have enough money. It's Ismail Assar. It would be realistic as well, come to think of it. Watford moved down to the Championship, and now we're going to try and bring them back to the big time, the Premier League. So that would obviously be a very realistic one. 22 years old as well, looking pretty decent. So he's probably one that I'm going to bring in. Mukiele, I've seen this guy do a Leicester career, and he's brought him in. He did cost around £55 million though, so I'm not sure how good he is as of yet. 22 years old, he looks pretty decent, but he's probably not going to be one. Maybe next season, but definitely not in the January transfer window yet. But Cat obviously looking like a decent player as well. I think his ratings in the 70s at 20 years old. That's pretty good. What's his trait there? Playmaker. Obviously very good. Then Camavinga, definitely one for the future. I might get him at the start of next season, probably not the January transfer window, because he does have a release clause of, as you can see here, his release clause is 54 mil. So, but he's definitely like high 70s, I think, rating wise, and he's over 17 years old. He's probably going to become the next Messi or Ronaldo there. Isak as well, obviously good player. Could bring him in from Real Sociedad. Might cost a bit of money as well. But I'll get a better feel when the scout reports come back in either 12 or 18 days. Jonathan David as well, 20 years old. I think his rating is somewhere in the 70s. As you can see there, solid player. He's from Canada, as well as Alphonso Davies. So them two looking good. But Alphonso Davies I haven't put on here because he's probably just going to cost too much. He's got 5-star weak foot as well, which is always a good thing to have as a striker. This kid, Matthias, I'm probably going to take him off. I saw a guy recommend him a couple of weeks back. Not on my channel, someone else's channel. Said he had good potential. But at 28 years old, I'm probably just going to try and take him off. But I'm not going to take him off now until I see what his overall is. If his overall is like 80, could be a decent backup or something like that. But we'll see. And so without further ado, I think I'm going to get to this Arsenal game for you guys. Because I don't want to wait and dwell on too long. I'm dwelling quite far into the future actually, because I've got another 10 or so Premier League games before I get to the January transfer window, before I can bring in more players, and I'll have a better feel for my squad by then, hopefully. So if we lose to Arsenal here, as you can see there, we've dropped off 5th place after everyone else has played an additional game, I think. Did we play on Monday night? Is that everyone played 7 everyone played 8 apart from me and Arsenal. Leeds there, not doing too great, along with Southampton and Fulham. Those 3 out without a win, as you see there. What a shocker. Chelsea off to an absolute shocker of a season. 1 win, 2 draws and 5 defeats. They've got 5 points after 8 games. Can they turn it around? Or is that going to be one of the shocks of the season, really? I'm not sure. But Manchester City, obviously at the top there, looking like a decent team there. But without further ado, we're going to get into this game against Arsenal. As you can see there, they've got Cedric, Zagadou, some decent players, De Gene. They've bought some decent players, Martinelli on the left, Aubameyang up front. But we've got some decent players of our own. Justin, I think, there's gone up a rating. Anyone else? I can't see anyone else at the moment, but that's looking good. And so, hopefully, we can grab at least a draw. I'll try and push for a win, but I don't know. I'll definitely take a draw here. Ricardo Pereira swings it in, and Adama. Oh, wide of the post, actually. Right. This Arsenal game is not going to be a tough game. I've said it many a time. The competition record in the Premier League, the top scorer, is 32. He has 7 goals already after 7 games. I think this must be Monday night. Look at the black night sky as well. I'm thinking it's a Monday night. Hopefully, we can start the game positive and take the lead early on. Thomas. Aubameyang got us underway. They're moving right to left. That was too much on the ball there from Maddison, I think it was. And Leno easily grabs the ball. Gratefully as well. As I can punish teams if they do make mistakes, especially with a decent squad that Leicester City have. Oh, Jamie Vardy has missed. Oh, I was about to say I can punish teams, but Jamie Vardy has missed. It was a difficult spin in truth, but 1 yard, and it might have clipped the post and gone in. 1 yard to the left. It might have clipped the post and gone in there.
And this is the Arsenal starting 11.
Willian out wide there for them. Xhaka in midfield. Aubameyang. Evans. Tielemans gets tackled by Thomas. Unlucky there. Aubameyang, top scorer. Gotta watch out for him. I mean, I don't know why they're saying Arsenal have struggled. They're a game behind, so if they get a win here today, they could probably... Can they get a win, though? But no, Jamie Vardy once again has put it wide. Unfortunately for me. Oh, he's just scuffed that a little bit. But as I was saying, if Arsenal do get a win, I think they could probably come up to 6th or something, so I don't really know why they're complaining, really. They'll move up to 14 points, which I think is 6th in the table if they have decent goal difference. Aubameyang with his pace. Schmeichel, what a save. What a save, Schmeichel. Still dwelling in his father's footsteps. Obviously Peter Schmeichel. I tried a chipped one into the middle. Didn't quite work. And Didi to Tielemans. Harvey, oh no, it's Maddison! Maddison! Keeper off his line! And we take the lead! Maddison with his trademark celebration. Pretends to pull his shirt off there. I didn't think this was going in. It looked like a poor scuffed shot in the end. But the keeper was miles off his line, and that was disappointing effort really from the keeper. A great shot from Maddison. Well, it wasn't even that good. It just spun a little bit too wide. of the keeper. And we take a shock lead, you've got to say, away at Arsenal here. 20 minutes on the clock. Can we now keep this lead? I hope we can keep this lead. And get the 3 points. Which will probably put us up to 3rd, will it? Or at least get us back into the top 4. And then with a home game against Aston Villa, especially if we can get a win today, when we play Aston Villa, if we get a win against Aston Villa too, I'll be very happy come the end of this episode. Indeedy to Vardy. I was going to say he gets past one there. Well, he did get past one, but then tackled by Zagadou. And I don't know what the defender's doing, but he draws a foul from Maddison. And Willian out wide. I'm surprised they're not playing Nicola Pepe, who probably is better than Willian, but I'm not sure. They'll both have their fans. They'll both have arguments for either side, really. Vardy to Tielemans. Is this another chance? I got to pass it to Adama Traore, and what a save, Leno. And luckily for him, it bounces back off his defender into his arms gratefully. Adama Traore nearly double their advantage over Arsenal there. 10 minutes left of the half, and now they've given the ball away again. Jamie Vardy on the ball. Maddison. Oh, Leno has to tip it behind with a one-handed save. Another great shot by Maddison. The youngster who actually originated through the Coventry Academy. Friend supports Coventry, that's how I know that. Along with Callum Wilson, actually, so Coventry producing some decent players. Adama's shot miles wide there. Wouldn't be surprised if they produce the next Messi or Ronaldo, to be fair. Soyuncu manages to get the ball back. He's been pretty decent. Oh, good spin there from Harvey Barnes, but then he gives the ball away. That's a disappointing pass. Got to keep the pressure on the Arsenal players here, and I've done just that as Leno is forced to kick it out for a throw-in to me. Just gonna save that episode up for you guys. That little clip bit there. Oh, I don't know what Xhaka did there. I don't know whether he got his head to the ball. Oh no.
So 2 minutes of stoppage time here.
Aubameyang on the ball. Thomas. Gives the ball away, Willian there, and it comes back to Maddison. But that is half time. No time for another chance. And you've got to say, it has been with the balance of play. You would probably say I deserve to be ahead. As you can see there, less possession, but with a lot more shots and a couple more on target there. So you've got to say the result doesn't really flatter us. It's just what Arsenal have done with the possession hasn't really been what you would expect. They haven't really gone forward as much as I have, and that's why they're probably losing the game. As you can see here, they're just passing it around at the back, whereas I do fast build-up, which just suits me better, really. Ricardo Pereira passes it away straight away to Aubameyang, and Aubameyang back to Thomas to Xhaka. Then Arsenal going to build from here now, hopefully trying to get the equaliser. I haven't done too badly against the top teams. I got a win against Manchester City. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And oh, that is so unlucky. So unlucky. Arsenal have the equaliser, but it was a poor shot by Martinelli, and it came off my goalkeeper. You watch this replay here. But that just chipped up in the air, and Xhaka nearly messed up his shot, actually. A bit too far there. But he didn't in the end, and unfortunately, it was a bit of a lucky goal, but they managed to get the equaliser. So I'll go back to what I was saying about decent results against the big club. I was just beating Arsenal. I beat Man City, and I got a draw against Spurs, so that's not too bad. Especially if I can get a result that isn't a defeat against Arsenal here. But then again, What's a win against title challengers Manchester City gonna do if you're losing to teams like Sheffield United, which I did do, although that remains my only defeat of the season. Sorenchu gets it out and Tielemans there. Oh, I tried playing it down the wing. And then back to... Oh, he's giving it away to Willian there. Tackled Cedric on the ball. Sorenchu don't want to get dragged out wide, but Justin's not kept with the man. Evans, good header away there. Tielemans gonna try and set Harvey Barnes loose. Barnes into Vardy. Loose ball to Tielemans. Tielemans, Leno with another save. He has missed a few in previous episodes, Tielemans. This one just too close to the keeper. It was a decent shot, but Leno just a little bit too close to him, causing him to make the decent one-handed stop. He's made a couple of them, apart from the one where he was caught off his line, and I scored a decent finish against him. Ozil hasn't been sold by the Gunners, and he comes on as a sub now. He's tackled. Oh, has gone out of play. Barnes to Ndidi to Tielemans. Up to Pereira. To Vardy, who retakes the lead. It was a finish after Leno was at his front post. The eagle comes out. As you can see, Leno moved far too far over to his left there. Left his far post exposed too much, and with a clinical finisher called Jamie Vardy on the end of it, you never thought we weren't going to score there. 13 goals in the Premier League for him. Is that his second today? Oh no, James Maddison scored the first one. Maddison and Vardy linking up well again there. And Pryor's now coming on. Can't remember who I just took off. I think it was Maddison. Yeah, it was Maddison. But we've retaken the lead, and I'm happy with that because there's only 15 minutes left as well. And then Martinelli's giving it away. I know he's one for the future, but today it's not been his best performance. I mean, technically, did he get the assist even though it came off the goalkeeper? I'm not sure. There's Pryor with the long shot, and Leno has to tip it over the bar once again. Dennis Pryor comes on for Maddison and decides to take a long shot finesse. I am known worldwide, let's be honest, I am known worldwide for my long shot finesses. Most of them don't go in, but every so often I'll score the absolute screamer. Pryor with a decent pass off there. Adama. Back to Tielemans. Tackled there. 8 minutes to go. Can we hold on? What will be a pretty good win here. Especially against a team. Especially against a team that I'm going to have to beat. I'm going to have to beat the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal if I'm to compete for the top 4, let alone the top 6. Or the top 6, let alone the top 4, should I say, sorry. Ricardo Pereira out there. And I mean, it's Adama Traore on the ball. He's got the pace. Has he got the ball a roll? Yes, he has. Oh, and then he gets tackled by Zagadou. Unlucky. He totally skilled one of them. But, oh, and then he's got good aggression to win the ball back there. And Jamie Vardy grabs his second. Arsenal players drop to the floor. And we score 3 at the Emirates Stadium. The statue celebration comes out this time. What aggression from Adama Traore. Even this late in the game, goal difference could be that crucial. Did you see the curve on that? The curve on that just spun it into the net. Barely creeping in from the post, but a finisher like Jamie Vardy isn't going to miss chances to up his tally. After this game, we've only played 8 games. And he's got 14 goals. That's pretty good, let's be honest. I don't think he's going to keep it that
What he
form
wanted to do
going.
with the pass.
That is full time. We get a memorable win away at Arsenal there.
They get the victory and the 3 points lead.
A memorable win, let's be honest. Mikel Arteta there. Disappointed with the home defeat. At least they're not doing as bad as Chelsea. I can't quite believe that Chelsea have only got 1 win in 8. Frank Lampard not doing the business there. 4 shots Arsenal had. And they were all on target, but I did have 10 with 7 on target. So I probably deserved that result in the end there. Willock's final scout report has come back. I'll just go and check that. So he's a 71 rated at 21 years old. He's not going to cost that much. I'm probably just going to get him as a quick signing. 5 days of this one, 7 days of this one, 7 days of Ismail Assar. So some decent scout reports that are going to come back in the next coming days. Probably after this episode. Well, after the Aston Villa game, I'll sim up to the next game. So that if the scout reports do come back before the game after the Aston Villa game, which I think is a Wolfsburg game in the Europa League, then I will show you guys them. So, what we got here then? We've got an Aston Villa game. If we beat Aston Villa, there's a chance we can go to the top of the table, you know. Okay, fair enough. Gremio and some other random club have signed 2 of the players on our youth shortlist. So, I'm just trying to keep my first team sharpness up for now. Adama Traore, Harvey Barnes, some decent sharpness there. I know like Iheanacho and players like that haven't got the greatest sharpness right now, but when it comes to their turn. Right, so we've got another scout report. This is Ainsley Maitland-Niles now. So we'll see what rating he is. He's 76 at 23 years old. He's probably going to cost a little bit more than Willock. But I probably, well, actually, just want to check his stats. His defensive stats. Oh, actually, his wing back. Acceleration, agility, decent. I mean, he's not the tallest player, so ball control and dribbling is pretty good. Sprint speed, balance, stamina, reactions. Some decent stats there, especially for a right wing back. But because I'm not playing a right wing back in my formation, I probably want a bit more of a defensive one. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to go in for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I'm probably better off going in for Willock, who is one for the future, definitely. So, a couple of days away from the Aston Villa game now. Youth scout report available. Oh, I'm getting a couple of. So I'll go into the transfer hub and show you them in a minute. Just after I have signed any in the 90s. This kid's in the 90s. Everyone else is pretty sound. I don't really want to get any of them. Lee Price at Gremio. This kid, 72 to 92. Will be alright, this kid as well. Probably one of the worst ones. Dylan Evans looking good. Dylan Driscoll looking good. I know he's 80. His potential is up to 89, but his lowest potential is also up to 65, which isn't the greatest in truth. So I think that's alright for there. I think I signed 4 players today. So I'll go into the transfer hub now and show you, hopefully, some of these scout reports that have come back. Yeah, Neto, 74 rating at 20 years old. Layout, how much would he cost? He's out on loan. I could loan him in, I guess, next season. He's on loan at Granada as well, which is even worse. Ismail Assar, 78 years rating, between 30 and 41. That's probably because they're a championship club at the moment. So I definitely want to get him in the coming January transfer window while they're still in championship. Alexander Isak, that'll cost quite a lot. So I'm probably not going to go in for Isak, but I'll keep him on there just in case I decide I'd like a backup striker. So a training day here again. This is probably the last one before the Aston Villa game. Yeah, it is. They are 8th in the table. They're not having a horrible campaign, especially considering they only survived by the skin of their teeth, sending my team Bournemouth down. A bit horrible there. Hoffman is the captain, apparently. I know where he's signed from. He's signed from Borussia Mönchengladbach because I did a career with them, and he was pretty decent, to be fair. I think he's in this. I think he's like 79, 78 or 79 there. Ollie Watkins, one to watch out for. Decent striker up there. Emi Martinez as well. Good player. We're going to be playing our first team again. And hopefully we can get our result that we want against Aston Villa. So Aston Villa travelling down or up? Is it down or up from Birmingham? Leicester. I think Leicester's above Birmingham. So I'm going to say, oh, it's probably east. I think it's east. I don't really know many of the players. The teams in the Premier League, especially the ones in the middle of the country, they're a bit difficult. I know the likes of Southampton and stuff, and Newcastle, places like that. But Jamie Vardy, one to watch out for, of course. I don't even know whether anyone else has got more than 10 goals, to be fair. But this is now the 9th game in this Premier League season, and we're getting into the Premier League season now, so we're getting into knowing where each team might finish. Obviously, the likes of Chelsea, who are like just outside the relegation zone, probably aren't going to be there come the end of the season. They'll definitely probably fight back.
Frenetic, fast play to begin with before it all settles down. I'm really looking forward to this one.
James Maddison couldn't quite get the ball there. Harvey Barnes gotta try and push back into Maddison's position while he gets back. Barkley there, McGinn. Sorry guys, if you from the previous parts of the episode, sorry if you could hear some background noise. It's just the washing machine. Emi Martinez with an amazing diving save. Well, I say amazing. It wasn't the best, and it wasn't the hardest save there, to be honest. My fans must be happy this season. I'm doing pretty decent, and hopefully I can keep the fans happy come the end of the season. James Justin heads it out to Harvey Barnes, to Jamie Vardy, and the crossing to the box was a decent one, but Target heads it behind for a corner after 12 minutes.
Well, you can't argue with Leicester City's goal-scoring record. Number one attack.
Maddison, that's a great cross in actually. Poor header really from Vardy there though.
Yeah, meat and drink.
Martinez easily gets it in his hands.
On a penalty in one of the other matches, but for which team? Alan McInally.
It's a
Martinez
penalty
gets
for
it out.
Liverpool. He's put the ball down on the spot.
Penalty to Liverpool, I do
Up he
believe.
steps. Oh, he went for massive power off the crossbar and blasted
I think I've missed the pen there. They've hit the crossbar, which is what happens in these games. Brighton 0-0 with Liverpool after Liverpool hits the crossbar from the pen. There. But back to this game, an important game in both our seasons, really. But you won't be able to tell that it's going to be an important game, but it's probably going to be an important game because there is a chance they'll be fighting survival come the end of this season, and I'm going to be trying to push for the top floor, obviously. Goal kick. Maddison heads it behind for a corner. 0-0 after 22 minutes. My cousin's channel, on his Arsenal career, he suffered his first defeat of the season against Aston Villa. So I can't really underestimate a team like Aston Villa, but I think it's because he wasn't really concentrating that game, because he was in a bad mood because his video kind of cut out. But Adama Traore to the back post, it's not quite good enough. In the meantime, in the space of about 10 minutes since Liverpool missed that pen, Liverpool scored, and now Jahanbakhsh has scored to level things for Brighton. That game's much more interesting than this game, but we're going to have to stick with this game because something's definitely going to happen at one point, I can probably tell. Probably one of the best chances Aston Villa's had there, especially crossing opportunity.
James Maddison. Harvey Barnes.
Is that not a foul? Apparently not, and it's a poor pass from Harvey Barnes. Apparently, he's got the little injury symbol, but I'm sure he'll shake that one off. He better not be a long-term it better not be a long-term injury for Maddison. And if it is, I'm going to be a bit annoyed, actually, because it was a poor tackle. And I'm not sure why it wasn't called a free kick. I am just going to take him off for Dennis Praet, just in case something is wrong with him. It shouldn't be, though, because it hasn't forced me to take him off. I'm just doing it for safe management, really. Hopefully I don't get another couple of injuries in this game and then decide to look back and rue that decision. But it's not often you get more than 3 injuries in a match. Very often, not really at all. So 43 minutes, closing in on half-time here. Good ball through to Harvey Barnes. He's got space to roam down the wing. Got to pull it back to Dennis Praet there. Oh, what that pass was there. So it's won us a corner in the end. After this corner, the half-time whistle is shorter blow. Got to pass it short this time. It's across to the back post, and Guibert gets it out. And that's half-time. Before half-time, to take the corner, take the follow-up chance. And hopefully things will do better in the second half. Sorry, I was going to show you the half-time score. So I just had to save it up again. It's a bit annoying that I have to do it every 10 minutes, just so it doesn't run over 15 minutes, because I'm very wary that you guys don't want to miss any content, and I really don't want what happened to my cousin to happen to me, because he had some content cut out, unfortunately. So Hoffman gets through, actually. I'm not really concentrating the second half, and I've got to do that because Aston Villa look threatening on the counter-attack. Nakamba. I actually thought when I first heard Nakamba's name being said by the commentators, I thought they were just calling him good when they said Marvellous Nakamba, because Marvellous obviously has 2 terms. But no, that's just his first name. It's a great cross by Barnes, and Konza heads it out. Oh, I should have followed him with Barnes, because he's managed to keep it in. I thought it was certain to go up for a corner there. Clearly not. So hopefully you guys are getting into this career a bit more. I know it's a bit boring at the start, but when you really get things shaping up in the Europa League, and the Premier League. Yes, we have got a Europa League game against Wolfsburg next game. It really does get more interesting when you get to the knockout stages of the Europa League. There goes Ollie Watkins with his probably first chance there. I don't even know if he has a player face. I don't know whether that's a player face. It definitely looks like a decent attempt at one if it's not. But it might be. It just looks a bit animated, to be fair. Tried playing a good ball through, but Engels gets back. They have Arsenal next game. Okay, so back to what I was saying about it being more interesting as you get through the career. So we're getting into the juicy bits of the season. I know it doesn't feel like it, but these next few games could be the crucial turning points in the season, because all it takes is these next few games. If I get a few losses in here, that could really shape me between Champions League and Europa League, or Europa League and no one at all. As you can see there, Manchester United scoring against Leeds with Luke Shaw there. Unfortunately for Leeds, it looks like they're going to miss out on more points, conceding in the final 20 minutes there against Manchester United to go 1-0 down. McGinn. It hasn't been a best quality game, and it's looking like it might end 0-0, but there'll probably be a couple more chances for either team here. He's just stood still, and he's managed to get past me, of course. And they've scored! He just stood still and went past me, and he scored. Iheanacho coming on for Vardy. Now Ross Barkley comes back to haunt me. It were near
Well,
post.
here's the replay.
Disappointing there from Kasper Schmeichel, but you can't really keep many out. He managed to keep his tally to 1 last game. But now we're losing at home to Aston Villa, and I knew I shouldn't have underestimated them as my cousin lost to them.
And that might well be the decider.
And we're at home as well, which even more harms the result. I can't believe we get decent result. We get a win against Arsenal and a win against Man City and a draw against Tottenham, but then we end up losing to relegation candidates such as Sheffield United and Aston Villa. And these are going to be the only 2 defeats if this remains 2-1. It's going to be a bit of a bummer to end the episode, but obviously you can't win every single game in a season. Then it gets unrealistic. That is disappointing, to be fair. Soyuncu concedes the pen, and is it a chance for Aston Villa to go 2-0 up? Is that Bobby Madley, the referee? I'm not really sure. Harvey Barnes going to stay on for Hunt instead of Hunter there. Got to try and keep it out. Hoffman, he puts it over the bar. Is there still time for me to get the equaliser? I dived the wrong way as well. Hoffman, all he had to do was keep it down, and it would have been a goal. And Didi, I was about to take him off actually, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, what's Schmeichel done? He's given the ball away, and I can't get a foot in there. Annoying. Can I get the foot in now? Clearly not still. Traore. He's come out on top. Oh, Johnny Evans was moving. Oh, Johnny Evans moved further across to stop him, but he got past him. Tielemans has gone up to 82, by the way. Oh, Dean Smith. I think his name's Dean Smith, the manager of Aston Villa. They're off to celebrate with him. Look at Johnny Evans. He was going to move towards him, and then he stopped, and it's just an easy header after tried to bring Schmeichel out to cover the angle a bit. 88 minutes and Aston Villa lead 2-0. It's disappointing again, but got to try and hit back nonetheless, especially... I know we're probably going to lose here, but I've got to try and score to not let them get the clean sheet. It's not going to happen. And who would have predicted this at the start of the game? I'm not going to lie, I didn't predict this at the start of the game. I certainly thought we'd easily get the win.
Really good challenge.
But they were 8th in the league, and that's the full-time whistle. A disappointing way to end the episode, guys. But I know you can't win every episode, every game. Sorry. Emi Martinez celebrating there, as you can see. Jamie Vardy didn't have enough in his locker. It was a game where few chances 5-a-side. As you can see there, we both had 4 shots. Both had 2 on target, to be fair. They did dominate me on possession, as every team tends to do. And he had 32% of the ball, whereas they had 68% of the ball. So, unfortunately, we don't manage to pick up any points there. And we're kind of stuck in a mud now. Got to try and get out of a little hole. But Venlo on 0 points, Wolfsburg on 3, Roma also on 3. We're on 6, we're top of the Europa League group. I just want to look at the other Europa League groups, seeing who probably might go through. Well, we're in the final group, that's okay. Hoffenheim probably going through there easily. Leverkusen as well there. Anyone can still really go through there. Cercle Bruges look pretty odds on to go through though. Villarreal and Moscow probably going to go through there. Or maybe not Moscow. But it's only because Goldsberg has beaten Belenez probably. Moscow probably will beat Goldsberg. But Feyenoord, Arsenal and Braga look pretty good there. Nice and Royal Antwerp still in with a shout. But Braga look pretty solid there. As you can see, Braga lost to Arsenal. Arsenal beat Antwerp as well. This is my cousin's exact group as well in his career on his Arsenal one. And he's won... Oh no, he's got picked up 7 points. He got a draw against Nice and beat Braga and Antwerp. So then... Molde got a better goal difference than Napoli there. And some, but those two probably going to go through. Napoli will pull out. I would have thought they'll pull in front of Molde. It's probably because St. Johnstone and Village Bold Club, both on -4 goal difference there. No points picked up either there. Udinese, Real Sociedad, and Losk. That's Lille, by the way. All look pretty set also to go through, although Udinese's goal difference. Udinese lost 5-0 to Real Sociedad. That's why the goal difference is so low. So a bit disappointing there. Group C, anyone can really go through there. I want Utrecht to actually go through. Probably Utrecht and Brestois. Not Tyrol, I don't know who that is. St. Pat's is from Ireland, I know that much. Utrecht is from Netherlands, and Stade Brestois is from France. Würzburg and Celtic are favourites in that group, clearly. Not pulling ahead, but Arges look out of it. Sparta Praha and Osasuna. How are Osasuna in the Europa League, can I ask? Dundee United, obviously, how are they in the Europa League as well? Only just come up from the Championship in Scotland, but they don't look like progressing anyway. Osasuna and Sparta Praha look like going through there. So I think that's where we're going to end it for today's episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Obviously a win against Arsenal, but then also a defeat against Aston Villa, so mixed emotions once again. Any of our players progressed quickly. Tielemans, obviously, as I told you last episode, and Traore has gone up to an 80 as well. Soyuncu's gone up to an 81. So since last game, 3 players have increased in overall. Our manager rating is 72. So hopefully we can get that up next episode where we're playing Wolfsburg, and hopefully we can pull away from the Europa League, from the lower, worse teams in the Europa League. But until next episode, guys, comment down below any suggestions that you have. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell your friends about the channel, and just have a good day.